Welcome to Fun Indie, where I review indie games that are under $10. Today, I'm going to review Hack Slash Loot. This is done by a small studio by the name of OddballDave, who decided to take their own approach to creating a turn-based roguelike dungeon crawler. With this, they decided to go with the retro look and go 8-bit on the graphics, which they did very well on. When you start off the game, you get a pretty straightforward screen. It has everything you need to play the game. It has your trophies, it has your stats, it has your character selection and quest selection, and then it also has your option menu, which gives you the options of tips, online help, some in-game options, turn off grid, log, resize the window, volume control, and toggle music. Now, there's no really graphics controls on there because, as I said, this game is 8-bit and it does run pretty much on anything. With this game, there are one way to go about it. You can choose a character or you can let it be random. As you see, there are multiple characters to choose from. Me, I tend to go either random or with knight. There's also multiple quests, which you can again go random or select. I tend to, for the fun of it, go random, so I fight different enemies every time. Now, the maps for these quests are randomly generated, but of course the story is the same for the quest, and the monsters and NPCs that you either fight for or against are the same as well, just numbers and placement may be different. So what I'm going to do now is go and start a game and show you the controls and how it plays. As you see up top, you have in the bright red the quest. This one, for example, is Thy Dwell Beneath, and has the opening quest text. In the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the character that got selected, which is human Sarkin, and his equipment. Heroes you choose have 5 stats, distributed by the attack/damage box. There's the sword, which is melee damage, followed by ranged, magic, defense, and health. Now in the bottom center, you have the mini-map. And on the bottom right, you have the information panel and the options again. Now when you continue that, you begin in the game world. Now, right now this is pretty small, so I'm going to expand it. Now the controls are pretty simple. You can use your mouse and choose location, click on it, and you'll move there. Or, I tend to use the arrow keys. Now, as I said, you have your stats. This character right here has a sword, so it tends to be more melee oriented. Now, equipment does drop from monsters or chest. In this case, I spawned with a chest in the room which had a mace in it, which, if you look on the bottom right, you see this mace is Kobold Bane. And it will increase my attack power and damage. So I'll go ahead and accept that. Now in this game, you have no equipment, no inventory. So if you pick up an item, the other one's left on the ground. And if you find out you need that weapon, you have to go back for it. Now, this game is very easy and very fast to pick up and play. So if you just have a short amount of time or just want to waste some time on something mindless, this is a very fun game to play. Now, just because it's fun to play and easy to pick up and doesn't take a lot of time, does not mean it's easy. Because of the randomness associated with it, it is very hard. Because you could easily be traveling through the dungeons and get a streak of misses, or have the enemies hit you a lot and kill you. Especially in this game because there's very few actual ways to regen health, one of which is to find a potion or a scroll. Now, the problem with that is not all scrolls and potions are beneficial. Some will actually hurt you, and some will also give you special effects. Now, in this game so far, I'm actually getting very lucky on my... But it is, like I said, a pretty straightforward game. Probably the biggest thing that stands out that I have a problem with besides the randomness is the fact that NPCs. There are friendly NPCs in this game. I have not came across any yet, but the AI for them is not very good. Now, this game is a very small game, so it's not like they put a lot of effort into it. They put enough into it to be fun. The AI is actually surprisingly smart on trying to avoid attacks. A ranged mob won't run up right next to you, even if you're out of line of sight. It will stand back and wait. Or a mob with friends will come up and it won't attack you either. But the problem with NPCs, though, are they can block you in a place. And when you get blocked in, unfortunately, it ultimately comes down to you have to kill them. Now, in a game that you want to take as little damage as possible, you want to avoid as much combat as possible. And that's kind of hard to do when you're having to kill friendly units that could be fighting for you because they trapped you in a spot. Now, in this case right here, where I was talking about that health, is I am poisoned. Chances are I am not going to get much farther. And I died. Now, pretty simple, dies, has a little saying on the bottom, and you just click continue, and it automatically generates a new quest. And new character, since I chose random on both of them, or if you chose a specific quest or character, it will continue with that quest or character from the beginning with a new map. Now, this game is fun, and I would recommend it, but if you're looking for a more in-depth roguelike game, I would probably lean more towards Dungeons & Dreadmore. Well, if there's any other game you'd like to see reviewed that's an indie game under $10, go ahead and post it in the comments, and like or dislike this video as you see fit, and please subscribe or favorite if you feel it's worth it. And have a nice day.